Memorial Day started in the United States after the Civil War in 1868. As a way of the Union Northern soldiers recognizing and families remembering the catastrophic losses that took place in that war. The pain and the tragedy of brother against brother and family against family, and the crippling and devastating physical toll that the war took. At first, the Union and Confederate sides celebrated separately, different days for different sides of the conflict. Until enough time had gone by, enough healing had taken place, that the two were combined and became our official Memorial Day celebration as a nation. We come together and honor all sides of the conflict, of a fight, of unspeakable cruelty, hostility, and violence. War was about to become even more horrific than it had been. And the United States entered World War I. We discovered that maybe there is no upward limit to what we can do. As machine guns and armored vehicles were introduced into combat and mustard gas, we watched as wars raged on for years with mounting death and crippling injuries for not thousands but millions, and whole nations transformed. Once again, Memorial Day became ensconced in our nation's consciousness as something that we needed to honor because of the incredible price that some paid for our freedom, for our liberty, for our very existence. In World War II, once again, showed us more unspeakable acts of cruelty, of inhumanity, and violence. And this nation detonated on a population, the first atomic bomb. And we witnessed how our technology and our thinking and our understanding and our maybe unconsciousness, maybe our unthinking nature has literally brought us to the brink of global annihilation. Something bizarre happened, though, in that moment, after we came out of World War II and we entered the Cold War, different periods. Memorial Day, now, as we celebrate it today, is about a sale. Or it's about a 3-day weekend. Or it's about a cookout. And we're still at war. We're still at war in many, many areas of the world. And we're still at war in ourselves. Until we can learn to be peace within ourselves, to stop thinking of us and them, we will always find ourselves in this situation. But something else has happened for me as I watched over the last dozen years, 14 years now, since 9/11. We have been involved in 2, if not 3 wars, depending on how you count them. But it was counting, right? And thousands of our young men and women have gone away to war. In Iraq, over 4,000 of them died. In Afghanistan, close to 2,000. And in Afghanistan alone, over 20,000 were injured. 20,000 were injured. But our news media wasn't allowed to film their bodies coming home. Our news media wasn't allowed to film many of the funerals. And we never had a national accounting for what was going on. The human, physical, the family price of what we were all engaging in. War. What we're all financing. War. And what we're all participating in. War and death. And that's just from our side. If there are sides, right? How many men, women, and children died in Iraq and Afghanistan and in Syria and in all the global hotspots right now? I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with our Memorial Day. We need to honor our soldiers and their sacrifice. But just like the North and the South, the Union and the Confederate eventually made one worldwide nationwide Memorial Day, maybe we need to have a worldwide Memorial Day where we really understand the human and the spiritual costs of what we do and what we participate in, even with our non-participation. When we don't vote, when we don't write, when we don't stand up and say, this costs me, it costs my family. The level of denial we have around what's going on affects families very close to us and very far away. Our soldiers come home from multiple tours of duty today without the support and the help that they need. Without the nation rallying to their sides. And the cost of what they've been asked to do is unbearable for many. And yet, as a nation, we continue not to recognize and honor their service and their sacrifice. Here today, the 50 of us gathered, here today, this little Unity Church, this amazing, little, powerful Unity Church, is going to start something different. The ushers are going to come forward right now with you, and I'm going to ask each and every one of them to hand out to you these bulbs. They're gladiola bulbs. And they look very withered and dry and dead. We had this ceremony last year for people in our lives, but I really realized this year that I really needed to do it for our military, for our soldiers and families, and for the people who have given so much to us and for us. These gladiola bulbs, while they look dead, contain within them everything that is needed for a gladiola flower. Everything that it could be and everything it was is contained within these. When it's planted and cared for, nurtured, and seen by the sun and by life itself, it has the possibility to transform into something new, alive, and vital again. And so do we, as a nation, as a family, as a people, as spiritual beings. We have the possibility, just like this bulb, to transform from where we are to the ultimate beauty that is contained within us. This bulb is a metaphor for the grieving I believe is necessary for us to do that, to rise up from this war and pain into the peace and beauty of our true spiritual nature. When the time is right, Margot is going to sing a song for us again. And I'm going to invite each and every one of us to come forward with our bulb and place it in this planter box, the wooden planter box. In our society and in this world, just like we can't see the pictures of the death that our wars create, we also have made memorial services very pretty. There's usually not a body anymore. It's cremation. But there was a beauty in the old rituals of actually putting dirt onto a grave. So I have two bowls of earth next to this planter. And I invite you, after you plant your bulb, to take a handful of dirt and to cover it. To let it go into its period of mourning and nurturing, so that it may transform itself into what it really could be. So as Michael starts, I'm going to ask you to hold your bulb. To take a moment to remember someone in your family, perhaps, or someone you know who has served, who has given of their very selves for us, for something larger than themselves, and to make the world a better place. And that's what we all want, right? Want the world to be a better place. Something better for us and for our children. Something better for the next generation that comes along. Right here today, we start with this little step of acknowledging what this weekend is really about. What this weekend and this day really has been for. Memorial Day. I invite you to breathe into this moment and into this bulb and infuse it with all the love you can muster, all the love that you are, and remember that special person, that special group of people. See their courage and their conviction, their service, and their power. See them smile. See them love. See them wholly and reach out your arms and wrap them around. For your hands are the very hands that can change the world.
When my world is shaking, how is breaking. I'll never leave your hands. I'll never leave your I'll never leave your hand. When my world was shaking, heaven stand. When my heart is breaking, I'll never leave your hand. I'll never leave your hand.
As we take this moment, we breathe into the silence, into the peace, into all of our emotions. For if there is true that there is only one power and one presence active in the universe and in our lives, and our grief is part of God, is part of the divine. Our grief and our sadness are necessary for us to be whole. So from this place of understanding and peace, from this place of knowing every emotion is for us, and that our sadness too is of God, we sit in the stillness together. reach out my hand. For this holy moment, for this holy honor grief, for this opportunity to say thank you.